What's up, YouTube? Kedris here. This is my match preview for Nottingham Forest versus Porto. This match is set to take place on April 16th at the City Ground. And this is it, guys. Win, go further in the competition, lose, no European glory. Penalties, well, that's just going to suck for everybody, isn't it? But anyways, let's get into it. As with all match previews, we start with injuries. On the right, you can see Porto's injuries. Luke de Jong, the striker, still out. Martim, the fullback who was injured in the first leg of this competition, injured as well. He's not expected to return until late April. Nehun Perez, also not expected to return. And Samu, the eccentric winger they have, is also not scheduled to return yet. I've actually seen some highlights of him, and he looks pretty decent. Kind of lucky we didn't really have to deal with him that much. But hey, you got to work with what you got. Moving on to Nottingham Forest. On the left, you can see Jair Cunha. He was expected back this week. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case. He is not trained at all in any of the full training sessions this week. Maybe he's doing individual workouts, but at this point in time, I just don't see him being able to play against Porto or Burnley. John Victor, I don't think he's going to be back for the rest of the season. Savona has had his knee surgery, will be out for the rest of the season. And Willie Bolly, he's going to be out for the rest of the season. So a pretty clean sheet for us, I would say. Nobody who's really actually essential to the team. Unlike Porto, who lost Samu, it's just sometimes the luck of the draw, man. You got to play with what you got. And we come into this new leg drawn 1-1 for all the bacon. So, starting with the Porto team lineup, I think they will play Costa in goal. He has a tear right now, but it doesn't really affect him that much. So, he's the best one they got. He's going to play. Sanusi at left back. He's pretty much a nailed-in starter. Costa, with Martim now injured, probably is going to see out the rest of the season as their starting right back. Looking at the center back pairing, this is, by the way, the team they played against Liga Portugal against Estoril. I do not think COYR is going to play. I think this will be Thiago Silva, and you're going to see the same lineup, back line that played against us in the first leg with Bednarek and Silva. Moving into the midfield, Vega, I think, will stay. Varela, I think, will stay. Froholt had a really good game at the weekend, but I think for this, at least, it's going to be Fofana, though it could be either one. They also have Mora coming off the bench, who I rate him highly as a player. More attacking, though, than Fofana. Either of these three guys could get a shout into the team, but I believe this is the midfield they will go with. Moving to the front line, we'll have Sains over here at the left wing position. Again, this is pretty much the team that started in the first leg against us. They really rested them at the weekend, being, prioritizing the Europa League more than anything else. I know some of our fans wish we would do the same thing, but our situation is our situation. They are at the top of their league. We are at the bottom of our league. So I think this is the lineup they will go with. They had good opportunities and chances in the first leg. Obviously, going away, it's going to be a lot harder. Some players don't travel very well. Some players underperform under a new environment. And sometimes it just throws players off. I don't expect any problems from Thiago Silva. These other guys, though, Bednarek, maybe not as well, but I don't rate Bednarek anyways. So I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be more dependent on how attacking, how open Forest are going to be. How much are we going to push to win the game? Or are we satisfied with going to penalties again? I don't know. Moving to the Forest team. This is the team that started against Aston Villa at the weekend. I think, and a lot of people are probably not going to like this, I think there's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of wholesale changes, although maybe not as many as previously. I do think this is going to be a formation change. We're going to go to our usual. I don't believe Ina will start. I think it will be Zach Abbott, if I can find him. Jeez, bro. Every time I look for him, he's so hard to find. Anyways, Moving into the wing positions, I think we will see a rendition of Ndoye and Bakwa. They have pretty much done well every time they've played in Europe. Maybe not crazy sensational, but good enough that they should get another shot at it. They have taken us this far, after all. And I know some people don't really rate them. I don't really rate them, to be honest. But they've shown their stuff, especially in Europe, by contributing. So, if they got us this far, I think Pereira keeps with it. Moving into the midfield, this is where it starts to get really, really interesting. I don't think Hudson-Odoi plays. I think this is going to be McAtee. He's just been too good in Europe, and I think he's going to continue to get chances. I think it's going to be him and Gibbs White. I don't know what side they'll be on. I probably think it's probably something like this. And then, although I think I'd prefer that. But then up top, I think it's going to be Cristiano Wadinho. He's just seems to be the European striker right now, which I think Pereira has backwards. I really would like to see Igor be the starting striker in Europe and Chris Wood be the Premier League striker. So on to that, we look at the middle of the park. Decisions. I think it's going to be a full rotation, guys. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be Yates and Nicholas Dominguez. I mean, I don't know if that's unfortunate or not, but I believe that seeing as Sangare and Anderson played the full 90, I don't expect them to start, if that makes any sense. You could say that these players can play. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about it. I've said enough about that. You guys know my stance on it very clearly. Oh, yeah, and also Sells switched out for Ortega. He's our cup goalkeeper. So I think this will be the lineup. Milinkovic in the middle, Abbott, Murillo, Dominguez, Yates, Backwood, Ndoye, Gibbs White, McAtee, and Chris Wood. Obviously, we have really good options on the bench. Hutchinson can come on, as well as Nico Williams, Ola Aina. I mean, it's pretty good. My fear is that he actually starts Morato over Murillo, and we see that kind of rotation thing, 45 minutes for Milinkovic, 45 minutes for Murillo. Bro, we're at home. Please, no. Please, Pereira, please. So that's what I think of the lineups. Now, to get to the score prediction, what do I think the score is going to be? This is a hard one, guys. It really is. I think they're going to be very compact, defensive. I think we're going to have more of the ball than people think. Problem is, we're not really good at home either. Man, I'm going to say 1-0 Nottingham Forest. But I do want to caveat by saying that I think it's 50-50 between us winning 1-0 and a draw, like 0-0 or like 1-1. So that is what it is. Guys, if you like the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. I've actually moved on to Instagram, which has been connected to Facebook, which has been connected to Threads as well. I'll be posting some of my kind of short YouTube shorts on there as well. Don't expect me to talk too much. I'm not really an Instagram guy, but I will post over there for people who want to see it and follow over there. Anyways, guys, look forward to competition. Got some good Champions League matches today. And come on, you Reds. Feels cheesy.